Hello? Guys? There you are. Glad I found you. I have a wicked awesome fragrance to introduce to you guys tonight. It's called Turathi Blue Edition from the house of Afnan. Yes, this is known very well as a clone of the famous, the very expensive Bulgari Tygar. I'm here to explain to you how close this comes to the original and whether or not I think you should pick it up. Stick around for this one, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Real Scent Review. Got a really nice one here tonight, as usual. I mean, I only talk about great colognes. It's part of my Real Scent Review experience. I don't buy things that I don't like. I think part of being real is staying true to myself and, only purchasing things that I actually enjoy, because this collection you see and all of the other bottles in my closet that you haven't seen yet, I actually wear these all the time. So when I buy something, I make sure I like it. I'm not going to buy something that I don't like. It's part of the genuine experience, If I really like something, I have a passion about it. It's a lot easier to talk about, isn't it? It's a lot easier to be completely honest with you guys, my faithful audience, my awesome audience. And yeah, I just like to keep things as authentic as possible. So, Turathi Blue. Let's get started with the bottle. Looks a lot like the other Turathi member, Turathi Brown. The bottle, triangular, kind of has the shape of a torso. Very heavy glass bottle, good quality bottle. All right, it's got some ridges here in the front. The cap, it's a good quality cap. It's made with metal of some sort, and it does click into place, but you have to make sure these two ridges need to line up completely or the cap will not click into place. Afnan, Middle Eastern house. The boxes are very extravagant. Although this is only made of cardboard, it's a very pressed cardboard, so it's rigid. There's a rigidity to it. It folds up like this. There's a blurb in here. I'm not gonna read it right now. You can pause this and read it if you want to. All in all, it's a pretty decent quality box, I guess. Looks cool. The only thing worth being cautious of is this metal part right here actually lifts up, and the edge is very sharp. You will cut your finger if you touch it at the wrong angle, so just be mindful of that. Presentation out of the way now. Let's get a spray or two out of this bottle. The atomizer is pretty wispy, very misty. It's not very strong. It does not produce a whole lot of volume. That smells really good. I haven't worn this in a long time. Man, that is good actually. That's really good. Okay, so officially we're given citruses in the top, woodsy notes and amber in the mid, musk, patchouli, and spices to finish off. Okay, not the most inaccurate note breakdown, but what I detect differs. So in the top, I get some lemon, some grapefruit, a little bit of amber. In the mid, I get some sandalwood and cedar. And in the dry down, I get some musk and ambroxan. In the opening, the first thing that we're hit with, to my nose, is lemon, very strong lemon note. There's a little bit of grapefruit. There's a little bit of amber in there, add some sweetness to the mix, but definitely lemon is the most prominent note in the top to my nose. In the mid here, I definitely get a creamy type of wood and also a fresh type of wood. So I think there's a little bit of sandalwood and there's definitely a little bit of cedar in here to give it an almost camphoric, a very fresh but woody tone in the mid here. And in the bottom, we get a lot of musk and a lot of ambroxan. So it's not a one-to-one clone of Tygar by Bulgari, but it comes very close. For Tygar, in the top, everybody knows it for that very bitter, sharp, and fuzzy grapefruit note. It's a very obvious grapefruit note in the top, which this one here does have the grapefruit, but it's not as prominent, right? Because it has that lemon, and there's also a tiny bit of sweet amber in the opening here. Whereas with the Bulgari Tygar, there's no sweetness. It's just pure, fuzzy, strong citrus in the top. And then, of course, Bulgari Tygar has some cedar in the mid, and it dries down with a heavy, heavy dose of ambroxan. So this one definitely differs a little bit. This one dries down a little bit more musky. There's almost a hint of powderiness, but not really that much. You have to really dig your nose in to get that powdery aspect of it. But all in all, it's a very, very close clone to Bulgari's Tygar. In fact, I think it's a much better value than Bulgari's Tygar. I'll explain why. Bulgari's Tygar costs well over $300 US for a 100 milliliter bottle. And I think it's a very nice scent. I do, but it does not wow me. I don't find it to be overly complex. I don't find it to be overly good performing. I think it's rather, maybe a little bit above average in terms of performance, and it's just not that complex. It doesn't wow me. The scent DNA does not make me think of a $300+ scent, right? If I'm spending that kind of money on a fragrance, I want something with depth. I want something with a lot of complexity. I want something that's going to be evolving on my skin throughout the day. I want something that's going to be very powerful. Think of Amouage's interlude Black Iris, for example, Ombre Nomad from Louis Vuitton, for example. Those ones I think can more easily justify their very high price tag. Whereas with Bulgari's Tygar, I don't think it's worth that much money. All right, Bulgari Tygar, it might smell a little bit more natural than Turathi Blue from Afnan, yes. However, when you're paying less than $50 US for a 90 milliliter bottle, 9 times out of 10, that's what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get something that's quite as refined and natural smelling as the real product that it's trying to copy. But I gotta say, this stuff comes damn close to the real thing. Very good buy. I'll get into the performance now. The performance on my skin is pretty good. I get about an hour and a half of solid arm's length projection, and it starts to die down after the hour and a half mark. By about 2.5 hours, it's pretty close to the skin. Total longevity, I get about 7 to 8 hours on my skin. I think it's definitely above average. I think it's really good. I think it's roughly almost the same kind of performance as Bulgari's Tygar, but this one just costs so much less. And the versatility, very versatile. I think you can get away with wearing this in any situation, in the warmer weather, spring, summer, fall, daytime, nighttime, really good. It's got aspects of a citrusy kind of blue type of fragrance, but it's different. It's not like the Dior Sauvage. It's not like Versace Dylan Blue, for example, although there are kind of vague similarities that you could draw between them. This definitely has citruses. There's ambroxan in it as well. The particular ambroxan note in this reminds me of Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. I am not comparing the two fragrances. A lot of people say that this smells similar to Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. I guess maybe because of the ambroxan and the woody notes, but other than that, I don't think they're very similar, to be quite honest. I think this is very, very close to Bulgari's Tygar, which is what it's trying to clone anyway. So I will mention something. I've had this for almost a year. When I first bought this, I did not like it. I did not like it at all. I had smelled Bulgari's Tygar, which I did enjoy. So naturally, I went looking for a reasonably priced clone that I could pick up. Found this one, found some rave reviews, picked it up. Hey, it was $20 where I live. Not that much money to pay, so I picked it up. And I received it, and I was very disappointed. I honestly put this in the closet and forgot about it for over half a year. Very disappointed. It smelled like a chemical mess when I first bought it, honestly, and I forgot about it. However, it was about eight months after my original purchase date that I went back and gave it another chance, and the scent had changed completely. This one here, I think, is an example of a fragrance that really needs time to mature, preferably in a dark, cool space, for several months before the scent really develops into something amazing like this is. So, if you purchase this and you immediately smell it, you might be a little bit disappointed, but let this mature. I swear you will not regret it. It will be very worth the wait. This has turned into something absolutely incredible, and it's one that I'm going to be wearing a lot during the upcoming spring and summer months. It's a daily driver, very accessible price, and it really does smell very good. So guys, that's been my review of Turathi Blue by the House of Afnan. Hope you've enjoyed it. Can't wait to see you next time. Until then, keep it real.